Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela and this is My Precious Yarnery. Today I'm going to do the tutorial on the Precious Friend sweater. This came up because some wonderful people, I guess both sides, gifted me some beautiful yarn for a home welcome home gift. I guess I moved and they sent me this yarn that I absolutely love that I couldn't get. I live in Canada and they didn't have the store in Canada, so I went before I moved and they didn't have it, so people just sent me some. So I promised them I had this idea, and it took me a long time to do it because of the move and everything. I didn't have it set up to do a tutorial. I haven't done a tutorial in about a year. It's not like riding a bike. So, but anyways, it's here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I'm going to tell you how you do your measurements so you customize it to yourself. I don't give you small, extra large. You can do any size. 4X, absolutely. Extra small, beyond extra small, absolutely. You customize it to your length. Now, the first part is the back panel. This is the back panel. The way I measure it, this is a even number stitch count. So your chain has to be an even number. Now, I started this at I think it was like 3:30 in the morning. Don't advise it. So I got my numbers wrong, and it is what it is. But it doesn't matter about my numbers. It matters about your numbers. So any even chain. So when you do your stitch, your stitches, like your chain, measure it when you do them. Measure across wherever you're the biggest on. You know, it doesn't happen to be my chest area for me. I sit down because I want a comfortable, baggy sweater, and I do it across my hips, my stomach. That's pretty much the biggest part of me. So that's where I did. A lot of women have to do it across here. Make sure it goes from in the middle, because you're also going to add a little, if you want, because you customize this. This is what you want. You're going to add a collar to it, so you can make that as big as small as you want, and I show you how to do that all in the video. Now, at first I said it's a 90 chain that I did. It's not. It's a 70. I rectify that later. I started with a 90. It was way too big. I scaled it down, tore it out, scaled it down to a 70. And then when you measure your arms, I always do a 7-inch hole here for before I sew it up. A lot of people are different. Everybody's arms are different. You measure how much you need and make it a little bit bigger. So you just measure around your arm and then make it loose and bigger a little bit, because you're going to wear a shirt underneath this, right? So what kind of shirt are you going to, you have to put all that in account and just make it a little bigger. And then how long you do your back panel and your front pieces. How long do you want your sweater? You can make it as long as you want, as short as you want. Just hold it up against you when you stand up. Make sure it's at the top of your shoulders, and then wherever you want it to go down. And remember, you're going to have, if you want, you can do a little cuff down there. That's easy. So you're going to add there too. Another one is the measurements for your arms. Just keep trying it on. Try it on, make it a length, make sure you count so your other sleeve is the same. So that's basically it, guys. It's easy peasy. Customize it to you as long as you know your stitches. The stitches are single crochet, extended single crochet, and extended half double crochet. That is my favorite stitch. And now I stumble on the stitches a lot through the video. I'm sorry, it's just the way I am. I stutter. Especially when I get really nervous. I don't know why I was really nervous, but I was. So those are the 3 stitches you need to know to do this tutorial. And have fun with it. Make it yours. no two sweaters will be the exact same. This was the multicolor one. This is the solid one. I made them out of 2 different yarns, and I love this yarn for this one, and this one I did Heather's worsted weight. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Love both these yarns, but you can do any yarn, any size, just because you got to measure it towards yourself. It's customized. Everything's customized, and it's easy to measure towards yourself. Anyways, that's all I have for you. I hope you'd enjoy the tutorial. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela, and this is My Precious Yarnery. Today I'm going to do the tutorial on the Precious Friend sweater. This came up because some wonderful people, I guess both sides, gifted me some beautiful yarn for a home welcome home gift. I guess I moved and they sent me this yarn that I absolutely love that I couldn't get. I live in Canada and they didn't have the store in Canada, so I went before I moved and they didn't have it, so people just sent me some. So I promised them I had this idea, and it took me a long time to do it because of the move and everything. I didn't have it set up to do a tutorial. I haven't done a tutorial in about a year. It's not like riding a bike. So, but anyways, it's here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I'm going to tell you how you do your measurements so you customize it to yourself. I don't give you small, extra large. You can do any size. 4X, absolutely. Extra small, beyond extra small, absolutely. You customize it to your length. Now, the first part is the back panel. This is the back panel. The way I measure it, this is a even number stitch count. So your chain has to be an even number. Now, I started this at 3, I think it was like 3:30 in the morning. Don't advise it. So I got my numbers wrong, and it is what it is. But it doesn't matter about my numbers. It matters about your numbers. So any even chain. So when you do your stitch, your stitches, like your chain, measure it when you do them. Measure across wherever you're the biggest on. You know, it doesn't happen to be my chest area for me. I sit down because I want a comfortable, baggy sweater, and I do it across my hips, my stomach. That's pretty much the biggest part of me. So that's where I did. A lot of women have to do it across here. Make sure it goes from in the middle, because you're also going to add a little, if you want, because you customize this. This is what you want. You're going to add a collar to it, so you can make that as big as small as you want, and I show you how to do that all in the video. Now, at first I said it's a 90 chain that I did. It's not. It's a 70. I rectify that later. I started with a 90. It was way too big. I scaled it down, tore it out, scaled it down to a 70. And then when you measure your arms, I always do a 7-inch hole here for before I sew it up. A lot of people are different. Everybody's arms are different. You measure how much you need and make it a little bit bigger. So you just measure around your arm and then make it loose and bigger a little bit, because you're going to wear a shirt underneath this, right? So what kind of shirt are you going to? You have to put all that in account and just make it a little bigger. And then how long you do your back panel and your front pieces. How long do you want your sweater? You can make it as long as you want, as short as you want. Just hold it up against you when you stand up. Make sure it's at the top of your shoulders, and then wherever you want it to go down. And remember, you're going to have, if you want, you can do a little cuff down there. That's easy. So you're going to add there too. Another one is the measurements for your arms. Just keep trying it on. Try it on, make it a length, make sure you count so your other sleeve is the same. So that's basically it, guys. It's easy peasy. Customize it to you as long as you know your stitches. The stitches are single crochet, extended single crochet, and extended half double crochet. That is my favorite stitch. And now I stumble on the stitches a lot through the video. I'm sorry. It's just the way I am. I stutter, especially when I get really nervous. I don't know why I was really nervous, but I was. So those are the 3 stitches you need to know to do this tutorial. And have fun with it. Make it yours. No 2 sweaters will be the exact same. This was the multicolor one. This is the solid one. I made them out of 2 different yarns. And I love this yarn for this one. And this one I did heathered worsted weight. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Love both these yarns. But you can do any yarn, any size. Just because you got to measure it towards yourself. It's customized. Everything's customized. And it's easy to measure towards yourself. Anyways, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Bye. So for this project, you're going to need some yarn, which you can use any weight yarn because your measurements are going to be your own. I already told you how to do those, so it's super easy. Now, what I am going to do is tell you what I did for my sweater. Now, you're going to need some yarn, any weight, tapestry needles, scissors, stitch markers, and I'm using a size 6 hook. The yarn I'm using is, I love this yarn. This is a 4 weight yarn. This is the colorway, and they say a 5.5. I'm using a 6. So let's get started. Now, I have done, you need any stitch count of an even number. I have done 90 stitches for mine. So any even number. So you start this from the second chain from the hook. I turn mine. Now you can do it if you're easier for going into the hoops. I like going into the back bumps. It just makes it cleaner and it's easier for me to count them. So the second chain is right there. You wrap your yarn. You're going to do an extended half double crochet. Bring your yarn through. You have 3 chains on your hook. You wrap your yarn, pull through 1, wrap your yarn, pull through all 3. Then you're going to skip 1, and in your next lump, you're going to wrap your yarn, pull it through, and you're going to do an extended single crochet. So that's wrap your yarn, pull through 1, wrap your yarn, pull through 2. And then in the same stitch, you're going to do another extended half double crochet. So you wrap your yarn, put through your stitch, pull through. You got 3 on there. Wrap your yarn, pull through 1, wrap your yarn, pull through all 3. Now this is your first row, and this is what you do all the way down. So you skip 1, an extended single crochet, wrap your yarn once, pull through, wrap your yarn, pull through 2. And in the same stitch, you wrap your yarn, pull through yarn, wrap your yarn, pull through 1, wrap your yarn, pull through all 3. Skip 1, and another single extended single crochet, and then an extended double crochet in the same stitch. And then you skip 1, an extended single crochet, and then wrap your yarn and extended half double crochet. And you do that all the way down until your last 3 stitches, and it's 3 chains, and I'll meet you when you get to the end. So I went all the way down until I had 2 chains left. My last one will be just a single extended single crochet. That would be in my very last stitch. So there's 2 here, there's 1 there and 1 there. I am going to be going right into the last one, right into this, because there's 2. So just an extended single crochet. And that's how your first row is going to be. Now, for the rest of the rows, it's just one row repeat. So every row is the same. So you end every row with a chain 1, turn, and in that first, right in there, that first stitch, you're going to do an extended half double crochet. So you wrap your yarn, pull it through, pull yarn through, wrap your yarn, pull through 1, wrap your yarn, pull through all 3. And then you skip a stitch and go into, there's a little stitch there. You can see where you have to go in. That's why I love this stitch. These are where you're going to have to go into. There's one there. You could see them right there, there, there. There's like a big hole there. So in there, you're going to do, so you skip this stitch, go into that stitch with a half extended single crochet, extended single crochet, and then you do an extended half double crochet in the same stitch. And then you skip one again and you go right into there again and you do an extended single crochet, and then you do an extended half double crochet in the same stitch. And that's your repeat all the way down. Now I will meet you at the end. And I'll show you how to end your row and start your row again. Okay, so we're at the end. I have one more half extended single crochet, extended half double crochet to go in there. So I'm going to do that right now. And then my last stitch is right there. I am going to do an extended single crochet. So do not wrap your yarn, it's a single one. So an extended one right in the last stitch. And that's how you're going to end your row every time. And then you chain 1 and turn. Now, to start your row, every time it's a half extended half double crochet in your first stitch. So right there. So you put a half extended half double crochet, and then you start doing your repeat again in those holes. You can see your holes. Just pull your yarn a little bit and you can see them. And it's an extended single crochet, and then it's an extended half double crochet in that hole. So basically it's a skip one, and in your next stitch you put your extended single and an extended half. I just like it because you can see right where your hook needs to go. You can watch TV and don't even worry about it. Okay, so make it as long as you want, and I will see you when I get back, when you get it as long as you want. Okay, so I'm back, and this is my panel. I have 24 rows done. I can't fit it all in the shot, but in the video, in the beginning of the video, I said I chained 90. Well, I realized after I got going, 90 was way too big, so I put it down to 70. You just do what you do. So now I did 24 rows up, so now I have to find the middle. So I take my shells and I don't count the first ones or the last one with like your single crochet and then your half double. I don't count that one, and I don't count this one. And I got 32 I got 16 was the middle, and it goes right in there. So I count from, let me see, right, this one right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I just put it in the middle. So this will be where your collar is and where your neck is, and you want it to be a little, you know, at least around there. Now I don't have a measuring tape, so I took my needle, and it's about here. You know, you just want it around because you're going to put a collar there too. So then I just count back shells. 1, 2, 3. There's 1 there, and then 3 over here. Now I'm going to show you how I started. I'll show you this side, and then after we get done this side, I'll show you where I started on this side. Because there's 2 stitches here. You got to put the stitch in the proper one. So I'll show you with this one. So I need to chain 1, and then extended half double crochet, and then extended. And then you just do your pattern as normal all the way across. And then I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I have 1 more shell left. My half double crochet, extended half double crochet, and extended single crochet in there. And this is where I'm going to stop. So I'm going to put just the the extended single crochet in that first one. I'm not going to skip that one. I'm going to go there. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And then I'm going to do my half double, my extended half double in that first stitch, and then carry on with my extended single crochet and my extended half double crochet, 24 rows. Now, you can make it as short and as long as you want. This is probably going to go to like my hips, so that's where I stopped. And I'm going to be putting a collar and a not a border, but a cuff around the bottom of it and the top of it, like your cuff around your wrists. It's going to have a nice collar around it, and we're also going to be doing one on the bottom too. So keep that in mind. Mind you, you can do it any length. So remember, you just have to do, I have to do 24 more rows of just the half. And then when I get done that, I will meet you back here to show you how to start the other side. Okay, I got this whole side done now, the front panel. Now I'm going to attach my yarn to this panel and go from there. There's actually, I did more, I said I did 24 rows. There's actually 44 rows. Yeah. It's one of those, yesterday was one of those days, I guess. So to attach, see, we look on this side, and it's on the stitch where it is the first stitch. That's where it ended for our extended single crochet. And then that's usually where if we kept going, that would where we would put our next stitch. We would skip this stitch. So we're going to try and even it out. So we're actually going to go where we're supposed to go in We're not going in this one. We're going to go in this one. Then it'll work out to where we need to put our row. So attach your yarn. Any way you want to attach your yarn, you attach it. It's totally up to you. So that's how I attach mine in. So I'll show you again. So I put my hook through, I make a loop, and I have long strands because when I sew, I like to make sure I'm not, running out. Then once I have my hoop in, I drop my one strand and then I do a chain. But then so now I'm going to do my extended half double crochet. So I'm going to take this and make sure I get I'm going to wrap my yarn and make sure I get in the stitch, plus I'm going to get that other strand, pull it through, and then do my half double crochet. Now, if you're not comfortable doing it like that, that's fine. Do it whatever way you want. I just like it that way. And then I'm going to, I know it's not secure and tight, but it doesn't give me a bump there. And it keeps my stitches pretty good. I'm going to sew this in anyways later, so it really doesn't matter to me. But you do it whatever way you feel comfortable in. So then I just start going with my extended single crochet and my extended half double crochet. Get my yarn going. And I just work all the way down to the end. And now, with the numbers I give you, and I will explain this all in the beginning of the intro of the video, it really doesn't matter because you're going to do it the way measured to your body. And I will show you how I do my measurements when I make a sweater. I understand people want the large, from the small to whatever, but I honestly, I'm just lazy, and I don't know if I could work all out those measurements myself, to be honest. So this is the way I do it, just by eyeing my yarn and measuring it to my body. And it's the easiest way, and it's easy. I find it's easy for everybody else too. That's me, and I've had people say that they were worried about doing that because they didn't know if the measurements would be right, and and when you do a tutorial with somebody, you just want to go and they'll give you the measurements. Usually when they make a garment, the ones I've seen that I've really liked, that I've wanted to make, it's for an extra small or a small, and then you have to buy the pattern. Well, I'm not buying the pattern. I can't, just for a measurement. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's me. That's my opinion. Everybody is different, and thank goodness for that we all have different opinions, because this world would be so boring if we didn't. Okay, so I'm in my last stitch, and I'm going to do an extended single crochet, chain one, and turn. And then you just keep going with the pattern. Then the first stitch, you get an extended half double crochet, and then you skip one and go right into your hook. It was just meant for your hook. And then you start with the extended single crochet and then the extended half double crochet, and you keep going. I will be going for a total of 24 rows. So yeah, I will see you at the end when I get to the 24 rows, and then we will sew it together. Okay, so I have the two front panels done of my sweater and the back panel. Now I have to put it together. Now, I don't have much room here, so basically you flip over your front panel so your back panel and front panel are together. And you have to measure around your arm to figure out how much space you need for your arm. Now, I've always done 7 inches for my arm. Always. You want a little bit of space, bagginess. So from the top of the sweater, from this will be your shoulders, down, I need 7. So I already have a stitch marker there. Mark 7. And then I just put stitch markers down to hold it. And then I will sew from here down, leaving this part all open for the sleeve. And when you get this all sewn, do both sides and I'll be back. Okay, so I have both of mine sewed in now. Now we're going to work on the sleeves. So you got to turn, so this is the wrong way. You can still see the seam. And this is the right way. You're going to see the seam no matter what. So here's your armhole. You got to attach your yarn. I always attach my yarn where the seam is, so that your seam goes all under your arm, so you really don't see it. So you attach it. Any way you want, just whatever you're comfortable, whatever way you're comfortable with attaching it. Okay, and we're going to do single crochets all the way around. You know, you just have to even them out, because you know it's not, this is where you're working around the edges and that, all the way around. And make sure and count them, because you have to have the same number. You know, you can get one off, but try to get the same number. And it doesn't matter about stitch count, because we're winging it around here, and I'll show you what I mean by that when we start the sleeves. So 1 crochet all the way around. So I've already got the 1. There's 2, 3. So a single crochet all the way around, sorry. There's 4, 5, 6. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the rooster. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then keep going all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I've worked my way all the way around, and I got the number 48 single crochets. Now, everybody's number will be different because everybody's measurements are different. We're not made the same. So I got 48 going all the way around. I want to join it, chain 1, and then turn. You're going to turn every row you do. Now in that crochet right there, we're going to do an extended half double in that stitch. And then you skip 1, and then that stitch you're going to do an extended single crochet and an extended half double crochet. You skip 1, the extended single, and then the extended half double, and you do that all the way around. It's the same pattern we've been working with, and you do this all the way around until you hit the end. Now if your stitches don't work out to where they need to be, don't worry about it. We'll figure that out when we get there. Okay, I worked all the way around. Mine happened to work out because I had an even number. But if you didn't have an even number, at the end, your last stitch, you either skip the 1 or you skip 2. It's no big deal if you have a big space there when you skip 2. You have this to kind of sew it together, your end. so it's not a big deal. So we're going to attach it at your first stitch, chain 1 and turn. See, it's crochet the way I do it. I just go as I wing it, and that's all you can do. If you make a mistake, you either keep going, make it work, or you frog it. It's whatever you're comfortable with, and it's either way, it's all good. It'll all work out. It's your work. It's all going to be perfect because it's your work and you put love in it. That's the way I see it. I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, let me tell you. Okay, so I turned it, and in that stitch there, you put, this is how you start them all, an extended half double crochet, and then you skip one and you go into your holes again, and you do an extended single crochet and an extended half double crochet in the same stitch, and you just work that all the way around, and make sure you count your rows so you know, because you have to make your arms the same. So count your rows as you go up, or you know how many rows you want, and everybody will have a different count of rows because you're going to do it to your arm length. Now I would leave at the end, let it go probably about here to your wrist, all the way around, because you're going to put a cup. We're going to put a cup there if you like. If you don't, make it your own. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to put a cuff on mine, so I will come back and show you how to do all that. And I will meet you back here after you get done, after I get my first sleeve done. Okay, just want to show you what's going on here. So I always put a stitch marker with the first row of my sleeve, just so I can keep track of so I don't have to look too hard. Okay, so I'm about to join, but first, right in that space, right before I join, I have to put a little shell with the extended single and an extended half double. Got my yarn all mixed up here. So then I join at my first stitches. So every row will end the same and start the same. So it's single crochet, turn your work, and then a extended half double in the same stitch, that first one, and then you skip one and then you start your shell again, and you do that all the way around. So let me just show you that again, just so we're straight at how it starts, or how you end and start. So you got, before you attach it, you have that hole there. So it's an extended single, an extended double, half double, extended half double. Then you attach your yarn and you turn. So when you come around again, you still have that hole before you start again. Okay, just wanted to, you have your hole before you attach it. Just wanted to make that clear. Okay, so I got my sleeve done. I did 24 rows from my stitch marker all the way up. Now I'm not cutting my yarn. I haven't attached it to the other side yet. It's pretty wide. So I want to shrink that down a bit, but I'll do that as I'm doing my trim. Now you can leave it. I'm going to slip stitch to join. You can leave it this wide. This is a nice little trim too. You can leave it like that if you want. Or I'm going to do a trim, so I'm going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to be working in these back loops. And you skip that one and you go right into that one and you do 5 single crochets. And make sure you have 5. I have 4, and then this one it will make 5. And then how I'm going to scrunch this up, it will only do a little bit, but how I'm going to do this is in your next 3 stitches, I'm going to slip stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to chain 1. No, baby, down. Sorry. Bella's jumping on me. And then I'm going to kind of turn it. And then I'm going to count the 5. You have to make sure and keep 5. Sometimes I will lose track, or not track, but count and won't put 5 in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starts there. In the back loop, it's 1 single crochet. And this will give you a rib effect. So just in the back loop, single crochets. Make sure you have your 5. Then I chain 1. And then go 5 this way. And so you got to start with the first one there. It's kind of, this is the one I usually miss, so I have to go back. It's start there. There's 1. 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then slip stitch in the next 3, chain 1, kind of turn it a bit, and then you do 5 single crochets in the back loop. So 1, 2, I always count them just to make sure. You may not have to. I do though. All in the back loop. And you do this all the way around. And then chain 1, turn, and do it all over again. And see, it kind of gives you this little rip. You can go as long as you want, as short as you want. You don't may even want to even put this particular cuff on it. Maybe you don't want to put any cuff on it. It's all up to you. I will meet you when I'm all the way around and show you how I join it. Okay, so I'm on the last part of the sleeve, so I'm going to slip stitch 3 times, chain 1, turn my work, and then do my 5 single crochets in the back loop, going up and then going back down. And chain 1, do it again. And then I only have 1 left. So what I'm going to do, there's not, but there's a space there. So that's fine. Actually, what I'm going to do, because that's where it's hooked, but there's a little space there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch in there and then slip stitch in there. Now and then turn my work, but then I'm going to bring them together. Just put it together as much as you can, as long as there's not a big space and you don't have to keep going doing another one. So I'm going to go in the back loop and then the front loop of that one, and I'm going to slip stitch all the way up, 5 stitches. And then my last stitch. And then chain 1 and then cut my in there. And then you got to sew in your ends. But as you can see, it brought it in more, so it's more tighter. And it's a little stretchier too. So do your other sleeve, and then I'll meet you back here to show you how to do the bottom cuff. Okay, so now I got both of the sleeves done, and now I'm going to do the bottom of the cuff. And then it's the same way to do the side and all the way around, but I will come back and show you how to do the side. So I'm going to insert my hook in the corner stitch, attach my yarn, now depending how wide you want your cuff to be is how many chains. I'm going to do 9, so it'll be around, so I'll be working with 8 stitches every time. And in the back loop, go to the second one and do a single crochet in the back loop. And make sure you get 8, well, I'm making sure I get 8. You don't have to do 8, you can do how many ever you want. And one more. Okay, so I got my 8. Now I'm going to only slip stitch in 2. And 2 stitches across. So there's your, let me show you where I put them. Because you don't want this bunching up too much. So it's in this hole. See where it started? And that stitch, slip stitch. And then your next stitch, chain 1 and turn. Now only in the back loop now will you be putting your single crochets. Work your way all the way down. And once you go all the way down, chain 1, turn your work, and go through 8 single crochets all the way up in the back loop. It's the same as your cuff, it's the same trim, but instead of slip stitching 3 times, we're only slip stitching twice. And then slip stitch twice, chain 1, turn, and do that all the way till you hit the other side, all the way over. And I will meet you back to show you how I end it and to show you how to do around the neck for the neckline. Okay, so I'm at the last bit for the trim on the bottom. So I've got about 2 stitches left. It depends, you know, maybe you'll have 3. You just have to wing it as you go. It's okay to have 3. You just skip one if you have to. So I turn. Now this is my last row for the trim. I'm going to show you. I'm sorry, my phone's going off. So I do make sure I get 8. Single crochets all the way down. Make sure you get them in the back row. And that is the bottom trim done. So I turn my work. I'm not going to cut my yarn because I want to keep it all one to go up, so I can go up. Oh, now the dogs are playing up the hole for the trim. So what I'm going to do is chain. I'm going to chain 10, just so it's a little thicker, the collar. I'm going to turn it and do my single crochets in the back loop. Make sure I get them all, and make sure I'll have 9 stitches because you use the one to turn. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then my last one here is 9. And then I have to go all the way up and then all the way down. So there's my where I started. So I have to slip stitch in the next 2 stitches, chain 1, and turn, and work this the same as you did at the bottom, all the way up throughout the collar and all the way down to the other side. And I'll meet you at the end when I got mine done, and I'll show you how to tie it off. Okay guys, so I'm on the last bit of the trim. So I got my 9 stitches. Let me count again just in case. Yep, 9. So I got to slip stitch 2, chain 1, and turn. Then I'm going to do my 9 up and my 9 down of single crochets in the back stitch. I still count. I just to make sure, like every row. Some of you won't need to do that. I still do for this trim part. And my last one there, chain 1, turn, and then I just got to go up or down, go down. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. I know this video is a little rough. It's been a long time since I've done a tutorial, but just remember, have fun with it. And if the numbers don't work out, just fudge it. It's crochet, it's yours. Nothing in my, I don't think I make anything absolutely perfect. Never have I, and probably never will. Okay, my last stitch, I want to kind of hook it to my last stitch on that side, chain 1, and I'll cut it, and then I'll sew in all my ends. And that's it for this tutorial. Thank you for joining me, guys, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.